Dobar dan, and welcome to this Eurovision reaction and review. Today, Croatia. We don't have a music video, but we do have a lyric video, and lyric video is close enough to music video. It should have a clear enough visual style that I should be able to judge it on that. So, Croatia have sent Jacques Houdek, who I believe was Nina Krajilic's mentor in her season of The X Factor. So, let's get into this. Okay, I'm really not sure what this is going to be. I did hear that it was going to be in Italian as well as English. I would really appreciate if there was a version where he just sung in English and a version where he just sung in Italian. Or, because this kind of bilingual switching can just be messy. Especially when both parts are in two different styles. That's really impressive though. I really like this. I'm watching this and my thoughts are utter confusion at what the fuck this song is. Okay. I don't really know what to say about this one. And I think that kind of just exemplifies what people will be thinking when we get to Kiev, when we have to watch this one on the stage, because this makes no sense. It's brilliant because it makes no sense, but as a song, I'm just struggling to figure out what the hell I actually just watched. On a serious matter, I'm not envisioning a future where people think this makes any cohesive sense. It's almost like they mashed two songs together, and not even in an Agnetha way, where the two songs had their distinctive parts. No, the two songs were just like playing at the same time, and and then they just were like, you know what? I really want this line of vocals, and then I really want that line of vocals, and then I really want both the backing tracks to play at the exact same time. And how you manage to fit an Italian opera song and an English rock-ish, ballad opera style-ish thing into one piece, I'm really struggling with. So, I want to try to tear this one apart, but I have no idea what I'm actually going to say. So, let's do this. I literally have no actual conception of what this song is trying to be as one cohesive entity. As two separate things, this makes sense. But as one thing in the middle, it doesn't. Also, I feel like this would be me trying to sing a duet. This is actually me trying to sing My Friends from Sweeney Todd, which I considered doing in the intro of this video, surprisingly enough. But I didn't, because I feel like, oh, that's going to take the light off this. But you know what? No. What I do really want to say is I absolutely adore the look of this lyric video. This could have just been the generic lyrics flash up on the screen. But no, it's a bit more than that. It's not exactly a music video per se, but it is very definitely this awesome lyric video concept. Wait a minute. I have a very limited knowledge of Italian, but is this one of those bilingual entries where they have a minute and a half of lyrics, but they do it in two languages? Okay, Croatia! What was that? So, we'll start with my advantages. This has a very strong introduction style. It is immediately capturing. You look at it and you're like, oh, I wonder what's going to go on with this song, because this song seems relatively exciting, I guess is the word, but I'm not really quite sure what the word is. It is very immediate, and I would like to say that hopefully that is an advantage to Croatia. I don't know how much of an advantage that's actually going to be once we get to May, but in the running order, Croatia is in the second half. Now, I just want to say, when opera songs are in Eurovision, they usually end up getting the latest slot that they can in the semi-final. Now, why do I say that? Well, Il Volo Grande Amore, that got last in the final. It's My Life by Cheza got last in the semi-final. And sure, it got like the earliest draw that it could have been the second. But whatever. Anyway, this is modern. It's very good, and at least in terms of, this doesn't sound like this was a reject for Croatia in like a couple of years after the language rule had just broken. It doesn't sound old. And Opera-ish entries usually do really, really well in the televote. But here's one thing that I want to say before I get into my disadvantages. To do really well in the televote with an opera song, it's kind of just got to be opera. To do well in the juries, though, it has to be a really, really strong song. Even really, really strong opera songs can fall, even with the juries, if the song isn't exactly amazing. Because I'm fairly sure that most of the musical jurors have a higher expectation of what opera sounds like than the televoting viewers. So, disadvantages. And I have quite a few of these, quite sadly. This feels uncohesive at best. Now, what do I mean by that? I kept talking about how this is two songs. This is like Agneta Plus. If anyone remembers last year, Agneta, the Norwegian entry, had two songs that were matched into one. This is two songs that are matched into one, that are played at the same time, the vocals swap between each other. This is quite different to that in terms of there's this normal vocal style, and then there's this opera vocal style, and these two could completely mess each other up once we get to the live performance. If Jacques isn't good at managing to balance both of those parts, then this is gonna crash and burn when it comes to Eurovision. It's very confusing as well. You don't quite understand what's going on until you realize, oh, another language, oh, opera, ooh, Italian opera. And sometimes, and most people may not be able to understand that it's Italian just from hearing it. So unless a commentator says something, you're probably going to get lost with this entry. And I just don't plain know what this is actually aiming for in terms of music. It's kind of just like, ooh, let's get all the opera fans to bandwagon behind this one song. And it could be true, that could happen in the televote, and do not be surprised if that actually does happen in the televote, but don't be surprised if this kind of doesn't get many jury points. That instrumental part could crash and burn on stage. If something isn't happening on stage, then the instrumental part is just gonna bore people to death. Now, I don't want to say that nothing is going to happen on stage, because I'm fairly sure that there is actually some kind of staging concept that is hidden here, but I just don't know exactly what that is yet, and we're going to have to wait for that kind of thing. Now, one last disadvantage. This gives me, it was either the Netherlands in 2005 or 2007 where they sent the act that had the "I have a dream" quote at the beginning. And when you hear those kinds of quotes in Eurovision, you're like, this is a statement song, isn't it? And then you're also like, hang on, why are you using that quote? And usually when you do things like this, it doesn't reflect well on the song itself. And to me, it kind of just makes me raise both of my eyes and go, okay, good for you, you like basic ass quotes. You have 3 minutes at Eurovision, and even when you're trying to balance two songs, you're already running out of time. I include a quote at the beginning that, yeah, anyway, I'm just being hypercritical. If you have an opinion on this song, please feel free to tweet it to @WeAreEurovision or leave it in the comment below. So, Croatia. What kind of score did I give your song? Well, on my first listen I gave it a 5 out of 10. Second listen I gave it a 3 out of 10. And the third listen I gave it a 6 out of 10. Croatia, a 5 out of 10. Now, I could say that 5 out of 10 is a relatively weirdly earned one, because I really didn't know what to score this at my last scoring. I just didn't know what to score this altogether. So what I just want to say is, Croatia, you're playing a dangerous game at the moment, and it really depends on how you come across live. So, good luck, Croatia, and do pobacenia.